discussions about Man of Steel. Let's find out what the people making the movie have to say. I have to ask you, at what point do you think you might start putting together a DC cinematic universe?
Well, that's up to Warner Brothers, but certainly this movie and what Chris accomplished on The Dark Knight, I think it's in good hands.
We talked about whether or not we might put some Easter eggs in there for some things, and we just wanted to make sure that we didn't preclude it.
I think when we were making the film, I really had the philosophy of like, if we need to get Superman in order, right? We just need to get his house in order, and like we need to put blinders on and not look. There's a lot of distractions that you could have, but I really felt like we need to focus on him. I knew that the world would fall off of him if that was a thing that needed to happen after this movie, and so I really. Though it might have been in the back of my mind a little bit, I really try to focus on Superman.
Growing up in the UK, what's been your exposure to Superman prior to making this movie?
The movies and all the effect that Superman has on society in general. But I wasn't a big comic book reader. Comic books are available, very readily available in the UK. But
they're big there.
I just wasn't a comic book reader when I was younger.
So you watched Think About the Ink,
oh, yeah.
right? So
I love it.
Thank you. I take it you're a comic book fan.
Oh, yeah.
Are you a Superman fan?
I really like the new Batman and Robin stuff.
Me too.
Yeah, it's just great. But yeah, I can rally behind Superman.
Well, especially now.
Yes, especially now.
So you're the guy who started all this. You had the idea to change Superman, right?
Yes.
Or approach it differently.
God help me, yes. Or Zod help me.
Well, what do you say to that Superman fan who's nervous maybe you changed too much?
I think we did a pretty good job with Batman.
I think there's a challenge here to keep it modern yet iconic, the same way it used to be.
I think that everybody wants something fresh and everybody wants to be surprised. Nobody wants to be fooled, and I don't think Zack fools them. I think he had Superman fans right on his shoulder. I think he made a cake as big as he could make for them to eat.
We really felt that actually the fans also wanted us to bring the character into the 21st century to make him more relatable than he has been in some of the past movies.
The Kill Bill argument. Are you aware of like that?
Oh yeah,
right.
100%.
Did that come into play? How do you handle the dichotomy of the character?
No, by the way, it's funny because the difference was our Clark Kent, because he's so conflicted, his view of like humanity is slightly, having Kevin be his father, he's not mocking humanity like in the Kill Bill version, right? He doesn't have to. He's not having to put on a bubbling Kent because he's still searching for who that Kent is.
How did you wrestle with that question when you were making the movie?
I didn't wrestle with it. He's both.
Yeah, that's how you see it?
Yeah. I mean, it's just from a different perspective. He's still Clark Kent growing up, and then when he discovers his Kryptonian heritage, he finds out his name is Kal-El. Well, that's what his name is, where he's from. But it hasn't changed anything in him. It's just a different perspective.
A lot of people are really gravitating towards the idea of the alienation that he feels, and also
the original immigrant story.
Yeah, immigrant story. I love that. I think
he's literally an illegal alien.
Yeah.
He's not even a naturalized citizen.
That's right. You think the government's angry now when they find out about this?
Yes.
So did you like bringing that into the mythos?
Yeah, and it just made sense. It's a story about alienation. It's a story about assimilation. It's a story about growing up feeling different.
I don't know if it's necessarily an immigrant. He's an alien. I don't know if aliens count as immigrants.
Well, it's expanding every day, right?
Right. It's just, he's always been an outsider no matter where he will be because he's not from here and he does things which people don't understand. So, yeah, but an immigrant, I don't know.
Also, the Smallville scenes are so important to the development of Superman as a character. What did you want to get across during those scenes?
Well, I didn't want to get across anything other than the moment you're watching the scenes with myself and Diane that you felt these people are real.
It's kind of like, every kid goes through puberty, which is kind of a weird subject, but it's like if you had extreme puberty. He's going through laser vision and X-ray, and he's just going through so much stuff. It's just something he has to get over.
What did you want to get across about Krypton in this movie?
I think what Zack wanted to see, to make the audience see through our eyes, is that we fight for something, as human would fight for planet Earth. So there's not only this one-dimensional idea of being a villain. It's more about to say there's something we're fighting for, and so there are gray shades. It's not just black and white, and that's what I liked about it.
How is it creating the Daily Planet?
It was great. I mean, it's just so incredible because you're going back and doing all this stuff that you did as a kid, that you watched as a kid, and now I get to actually be a part of that world and to be a part of the planet is so exciting, and I don't know, it was just such a trip to walk into it, to see the big globe outside, the paper, and yeah, it was really great.
What was it like portraying the Daily Planet in an era where we're moving from print to digital?
That's one of the things that we're going to discover as as this thing continues. If we get the chance to make 2 and 3 movies, that's one of the things that they'll have to deal with.
We're really excited about this. I've been a Superman fanatic since I was a little kid, and the opportunity to have Chris Nolan and Zack Snyder work together is pretty exciting, and I can't wait for people to see it.